I get it. You got the best product in the world. It's definitely the best in the market. You show it to people in person and they fucking love it. You show it to people online, you get absolutely nothing. Your product might sell in person when people give you the time of day, but when you try and sell online and you're competing with half-naked models on Instagram and daily changes in US politics, you stand no chance. That is until you watch this video, of course, by the end of which you'll know how to make an ad that sells in 10 seconds or less. Step number 1, stop the scroll. If you can't get anyone to stop doom scrolling on social media, then you will never get any online sales. This is the first and the most important step, because if people don't see your ad, then they're not going to buy from you, and it's as simple as that. So the next question becomes, how do we actually get people to stop and care about watching or reading our ads? We do this using what is called a pattern interrupt, and it is exactly what it sounds like. We need to interrupt the pattern of what our target audience is used to seeing on social media. Newspapers have been doing this for years. There's a reason that people get sucked into watching or reading the news every single morning, and it's because they are experts at pattern interrupt and clickbait headlines. If you're running image ads, make sure your headlines are specific and they create curiosity. Look at these winning ads for 3 of our clients, for example. You might notice that we're not trying to capture everybody's attention. We are thinking about an exact target audience and we are trying to capture their attention. And so if it's men that we're going after, then our headlines are going to be very specific to what is required to get their attention. Whereas if it's females that are trying to lose weight, then the ad is going to be very specific to them. We don't want everybody's attention. We just want the attention of potential buyers. So think about your target audience. This is an important point because I've seen so many ads capture a lot of attention and do absolutely nothing with it. And the reason for that is because they're capturing the attention of people that have no intent to buy. The exact same principles also apply to video ads, except instead of a very specific headline, we now want to focus on the hook, which is the first 3 seconds of the video. And remember, you want to capture the right attention and not just try and get everybody's attention. When it comes to engaging video hooks, don't just be one-dimensional. Don't just think about what is said in the video, but instead think about what people actually see or what they hear in terms of the background noise or any other variable that you can think of that's really going to hook the attention of your target audience. For example, let's say I've got a brand that's selling natural supplements and I think of a controversial hook and I say at the start of the video, Big Pharma are lying to you. Okay, that's going to create a reaction, but what if you're scrolling on social media and your phone's on silent? Now all of a sudden your ad no longer applies and that was just a waste of a hook. Think about what people actually see on screen. Have you got things popping up? Have you got background noise? Are you walking in the hook? Is there movement? You know, all of these things are massive and they play a huge role in actually stopping people and getting their attention. All of these things are massive when it comes to making an ad that sells in 10 seconds or less. Okay, I think I've absolutely made my point on this. So moving on to point number 2, sell the dream outcome. There are many ways to say the exact same thing. I've heard other people talk about sell the destination and not the plane ticket, but it's absolutely true. For example, I've seen so many brands talk about how many superfoods are in their products, but the reality is that nobody cares. Customers only care about your product within the context of what it can do for them. And don't make the mistake of thinking that what you care the most about is also what the customers care the most about, because it probably isn't. Take this water bottle, for example. Now remember, we're selling the destination and not the plane ticket. So what we're not going to do is say that this is 2 hydrogen atoms bonded with an oxygen atom and expect that to get any sales, because if it did, I'd be very surprised. Now maybe what I care the most about is that by drinking this, I'm going to stay hydrated and that's good for mental performance and that's going to help me on consultation calls. My customer, on the other hand, they might care less about mental performance but be really into fitness, and so for them they want to stay hydrated for endurance. And so if I'm going to speak to them, I shouldn't waste time talking about mental performance, but instead I should focus on the fact that if you drink this water, it's going to help with muscle growth, it's going to help avoid cramps, and so you're going to be able to exercise for longer, you're going to be able to train harder, and you're going to build muscle faster. At this point, your ads have stopped the right person from scrolling, you've gotten them interested in the dream outcome of what your product can do for them, but we still need to get the click in order to be able to generate sales. So how do we do that? We do that by creating curiosity, which is the 3rd point. If you want ads that sell in 10 seconds or less, you need to open what's called a curiosity loop. Now, there is one thing that all of your ads absolutely needs to have, and if your ad doesn't have this, then all of this is a complete waste of time. And that one thing is that you need your ads to make sure that, in fact, no, this video is already kind of long. Do you know what? I'll explain that in the next video. Okay, moving on. You see what I did there? I opened a curiosity loop, and you was desperate to find out what that one thing that I was about to explain was going to be, and so you was about to start disliking the video, leaving negative hate comments, all because I left you with no peace of mind, and so you had to take action. And you want your ads to have that exact same effect. Curiosity creates action. We've got an ad that is doing incredibly well for our agency, for example, and all it is a still image ad, and it talks about how we took this company from 20,000 per month to 200,000 per month whilst halving their acquisition costs. Click to find out how. That click to find out how is so powerful because it creates curiosity. And remember, curiosity creates action. Believe it or not, we shouldn't really be trying to sell in our ad, especially if it's 10 seconds or less. All we're trying to do is get the right type of person to click onto the website, and if they are the right type of person, that's where we do the selling. Imagine if our ad said, for example, we took this company from 20K per month to 200K per month in 7 months, and what we did to do that was test 24 creatives every single month. We optimized towards the highest performing areas, we reviewed all of the data, we then used that to make more content, and it was an iterative process, and by the end of the 7 months, we'd 10x'd the business. Who is gonna click on that ad? What is the reason to click on that ad? There isn't any. There is no curiosity loop that is even opened, and so I'm not gonna click, and you're not gonna get any sales. And so that's it for this video. If you want your ad to sell in 10 seconds or less, then you need to stop the right person from scrolling, you need to sell them their dream outcome, and you need to create a curiosity loop that creates action and gets them to click on the ad. Hopefully you found this video useful. If so, show some love, like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything you want me to make a video on in the future, let me know in the comments. And if you want to speak to me directly to see if my team can help you scale your brand, then I'll leave my calendar link in the description for you to book whenever works best. Peace.